Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another video. So what are we talking about today? You see me in the sofa. You know we're gonna have a conversation about an important topic. And what I want to talk to you today about is what happens when we get a prophetic word and then it does not materialize in the way that we thought it was gonna materialize. So I can speak for myself because I got a specific word, and I'm going to use myself an example because God allows me to walk through certain things so I can be able to share that with others and to be able to encourage you all to walk through your own journeys. So I would want to talk about my road to becoming the executive director of my organization. And so in 2022, the Lord would have spoken a word concerning, my promotion and elevation through other people. And I would have gotten dreams and visions from about 2020, right? Or 2019, 2020 about this, you know, acceleration and this promotion. I remember in one vision he showed me I entered the elevator at my previous employer, and I pressed the number 7 because that's the floor I worked on. But in the dream, what happened, when I reached number 7, the door opened and it closed suddenly. And then I saw the roof open of the building, the roof of the building opened, and the elevator went through the sky and it just catapulted into the sky. And then when it stopped or when it opened, I found myself in a place. I'm not sure where that place was because it looked heavenly. It looked like something that you will see out of a movie. Um, it looked sort of like somewhere in the Middle East. And I was like, that's strange. And then when I came out of the elevator, there was someone waiting for me at the top of the stairs when I climbed the stairs. And she was like, I've been waiting on you all this time. And then I said, oh, are you? And then she brought me to a room where there was a table that was prepared. And she seated me at the table, and my name card was there. And then I looked at her and said, are you sure this is my seat? And she said, yes, this is your seat, and we've been waiting on you. So that is just the context to which I would share or share this video. And then after that, other persons would have come and spoken about, oh, the Lord said you're going to be the executive director of your organization in 2022. So in 2023, the post opened and, you know, I applied and I went to the interview and I was not successful. So everybody who was there giving me the word, I mean, one person pulled away because she saw me being in the seat, but then she pulled away because maybe she felt, oh, maybe I'm not the one. But what I want to say that as you wait in your disappointment when the word does not manifest, what I want you to do is this. What God taught me in that period of time is that you must be you have to be, because sometimes the word is given to you but then it's not for that particular time, is not for that particular season. Yes, you are going to get what God has said, but it's not for that particular time or season. So when you feel discouraged and thinking about God lied, I want you to think about that. Yes, He gave you a word, but it is not that time as yet. But then He's giving you the opportunity to go through a process. And what that process looks like is you're gonna be developed to occupy the space that he wants you to be in. So what I had to do in that time was to just be and let my work speak for itself, because in the interview when they told me I wasn't successful and the feedback I got is that, oh, you look nice, you're just nice. We just don't think that people will see you as the executive director because you're too nice and you just don't have that executive presence that we think an executive director should have. Child. Yes. And so it was discouraging, but then I hunkered down. And during the time between that time and then stepping into the role, God was processing me and my identity. So I had to understand who I was. He was teaching me about leadership while I was waiting. So I was not perturbed at all about the waiting. But what you need to do, one is to be reinvent yourself. If you need to reinvent yourself, go on some courses, do what you need to do, start preparing yourself for the word. The next thing I will say, number two, is to contend for your word, because at the end of the day, he spoke it. It is up for you now to say, okay, I heard it, I'm going to grab onto the word. And so what I had to do, and the catalyst for me actually stepping into the role, he instructed me. So God would have instructed me to do 7 days to break through and fasting. 7 days to break through is what he instructed me to do. And for the 7 days, I even wrote a devotional throughout that fasting. And he brought me through, recognizing what barriers are there, who are the gatekeepers and the doorkeepers. It was an intense fast that I had to do for 7 days, where I really dug into what is hindering me from getting into the breakthrough. And then 2 weeks after that fasting was concluded, I was just calling to a meeting to say, we need you to act in the post of executive director as of May 27. And I would have done the fast around the early part of May. And then it just happened at the end of the month. They said, we need you to act as the executive director as of the 27th of May. So the second thing you have to do is contend for the word. And I find also what I had to do during the time of waiting was to serve. There is nothing wrong with serving the person who has taken the place where God has said you should be. Most of us sometimes don't understand that we are sometimes the ones who are blocking our blessings, because sometimes God puts us in a place to see how we'll also react when we don't get what we think we're supposed to get. So I had to serve and just be. I'm so sorry if you're hearing persons cutting grass in the background, because yeah, it's loud. But I'm so sorry. So you have to learn to serve the persons or people who are there in the space that God said that you are supposed to be in. So that is what I wanted to share today. 3 tips on how to, wait nicely, patiently, while your word manifests, the word that God spoke over your life manifests. And I'm just gonna say, watch what God will do when you simply do these 3 things. Just be, contend, and serve while you're going through. All right, so this is a video. Let's see how often we can do these, but see you in the next video. Bye bye.